Good afternoon, founders, Anil, Yogesh, the torchbearer, Sahil, and the Director Dean, Dr. Srinivasan, all the faculty members, all the proud parents, and more importantly, the heroes of the day, all the students. I just couldn't help but admire Anil, not because of his spiritual wisdom, not only because he covered everybody, which included the staff which keeps our life running. So Anil, thank you for that graciousness. And since he is the only one who can do it with such elegance and, take everybody into his embraces, I feel very, very happy that I'm here today. So again, students, I can only share some stories with you. And these stories are more as a reflection. It's got nothing to do with how you would deal with your life. I think you have been prepared very, very well. I've had the chance to work with some of your colleagues, so I can say that you come very, very well prepared. The story is, I'm graduating in 81. I end up in a company called HCL. I walk up to my regional manager. I was a management trainee. I walk up to my regional manager, Wing Commander Verma. Unfortunately, he's no longer alive. But I go to him, and he was called popularly Titch. And the culture in, that luckily in the software industry and the computer industry is everybody is known by the first name. So I walk up to him, I said, Titch, I have a question. He said, what is that? And I said, when do I get your job? What are the promotion policies here? And he looks at me, he said, you barely joined the company, but I'm happy that you started asking this question because you want my job. He said, I'll give you a very earthy wisdom. Because I started by asking job satisfaction. I started by asking promotion. I started by asking what are the other policies. And Titch being, though a wing commander in armed forces, but he started saying, Kake, job satisfaction is that the satisfaction that you have a job. And it doesn't apply to you anymore. Please remember, I am, as a compeer here introduced, you said 4 decades of experience. It should be 4.5 decades of experience. So now you know the vintage. Slightly, I think older than Anil, but it's okay. That's what he would like to believe. Because he walks faster than I do. That's all I can tell you. So I said, sir, okay, I've got satisfied that I've got a job, but policies, promotion. He said, you joined private sector, you did not join IAS. And in private sector, as long as your boss listens to you, you are doing all right. I said, thank you very much, now that you are listening to me. He said, no, the other thing you need to take care is, your peers should admire you. I said, it's a contrarian statement, peers admiring. I mean, peers should be envious of me, but jealous of me, but admire. He said, no, you will understand as you go along, because if you're doing well, initially they may be jealous of you, but eventually they'll admire you. I said, all right, that's again profound statement. I'm sure Chinmay Mission did not teach me this. Then I still waiting for the answers. He said that at the end of the day, the third thing happens with you, you will automatically feel empowered and you will feel the ownership. What is the third thing? Third thing is that your juniors follow you. They are the ones who respect you so much, they love you so much that they stand up and work for you. Now that, I think, in a way has been a guiding principle of my life, that if I am empowered, if I feel like an owner, then obviously all these three things will get aligned, which is my seniors. It doesn't matter, you could be running your own industry, you still will have a board. Your peers, you may think you are the CEO, but ultimately there will be peers. You could be a member of a FICCI, member of a CII, member of an ASSOCHAM, or any other body where there will be peers. And juniors, remember, they don't follow the job satisfaction. Now they follow, where is my learning, where is my recognition, where is my reward? But they still, if they are willing to follow you or they're willing to listen to you, you have done well. So this reason I'm sharing this story is because when I meet the youngsters now, they try and remind me that in 2000 there was a management language called VUCA. Volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous. How would you describe what is happening today? And I said, if it was true in 2000, it is true in 2026. He said, no, there are people who come back with new management jargon. I said, whatever jargon they use, they're still using the same words. Volatility, uncertainty, complex, and ambiguity. But that's what all of us have been prepared for. We have been prepared for positivity. We have been prepared for being able to correlate all the ups and downs. We have been able to correlate right from our childhood when we were asked to play a game called Snakes and Ladders. That you didn't know what your dice will roll out, but you still played the game smartly. You still believed in reaching the destination. So my belief is, yes, the geopolitics is uncertain. Yes, I do believe things around us will change, and it doesn't matter whether the change is called AI or not. It doesn't matter where the change is called the price of crude oil. It doesn't matter where the change is considered Nepal saying the route to Mansarovar only goes through them. That there will always be a conflict. There will always be something which is uncertain. So my request to all of you is, how do you deal with this? You deal with going back into your education. And I'm glad that your school by design asks you to correlate history, correlate spiritual, correlate all the data points that a normal person does not correlate to. A normal person is looking only at data which is coming to him through whatever, now what you call it, ChatGPT, you call it cloud, but that data is not sufficient. There is a power of mind here, and that power of mind, I do believe that you all possess, and the more you are able to correlate and make that data work for you, AI is an advantage. AI is an applied intelligence. AI will help you become better at how you deliver. I mean, I still remember one more. I used to be the chairman of NASSCOM in 2015, and I had invited Mukesh Ambani to be the chief guest. And Mukesh Ambani, and it became a very popular slogan called data is the new oil. And he predicted, you know, if you've seen all the announcements regarding AI, in 2015, Mukesh Ambani in a NASSCOM conference actually predicted that data is the new oil, except that the latest ones started saying oil gaya tel lene, data gaya tel lene, or the oil is the crude oil that you get. But anyway, that's not important. Important is, I think India has a huge advantage. The advantage is data of 1.4 billion people. Think about it. If you are able to harness it in the right direction, what is the cost advantage? What is the innovation advantage? What is it that you can achieve in the future? Most of us have been asked this question, at least the people like me who have been in the industry, why is India not producing intellectual products? Why is an NVIDIA or an Apple or a Google's market cap is bigger than the economy of hundreds of the countries? And when will India start producing products of that lever or that capability? And in my opinion, that responsibility is now yours. And it is an opportunity. Reason is, think of what is life sciences? When it was in COVID, the one vaccine was produced by somebody who was able to mass produce it. They took the license from AstraZeneca, they mass produced it, very successful. But the real success was Dr. Krishna Ila, because they produced a vaccine which was designed, engineered, R&D, developed and manufactured in India. So that Bharat Biotech, in my opinion, leveraged the data sciences in India. Think about it in many different formats. It's not only life sciences, our hospitals, our medical management system. Think about agriculture. You have seen the education. If we start applying AI and data, I think it's a real opportunity, and I know many of you here will be the next Nikhil Kamats, the next Narayan Murthis, and I would be your cheerleader. I would be happy to be clapping for you. And thank you guys, thank you, and congratulations for thank you for this beautiful ceremony, and thank you Sahil and Anil and Dr. Srinivasan for inviting me here. Congratulations, and let's celebrate together. Thank you.